F25. Just found out my partner, M25, is homophobic and I think I lost feelings for him. Possible TW? Homophobia and homophobic comments. I've known my partner for some years now and I guess we never discussed sexuality ever. I know half the blame is on me since I'm the other partner. I normally don't talk about my sexuality and I won't exactly jump in to explain my sexuality, but if someone directly asks me then I'll answer. I'm also not super vocal about my sexuality, so I guess that also confused my partner? Anyways, Pride Month now and I don't really pay much attention to it, but apparently my partner is, and recently he's been saying some nasty stuff about queer people and even saying they deserve violence or whatever harsh treatment people or God has planned. I basically found out my partner is homophobic because of Pride Month. Something I used to never pay attention to and now it's caught my attention. He's never expressed anger or desire to harm queer people ever until recently. I'm assuming because it's Pride Month, but still. I'm mostly shocked because he's never expressed this before and it completely contradicts what I thought his normal personality was, how he treats me. At first I thought he was joking, but then his tone turned serious and he went on this whole rant about how everyone that's queer or part of the community are bad and deserve the worst. I asked if he feels the same about me and that's when he found out that I'm not exactly straight. All he did was pause for a second then say, "Well, you won't go to hell since you're with me, but if you touch, kiss, or look at another girl then you're going to hell. I don't make the rules." And that was it. I know this isn't an issue of religious people hating, but a homophobic person hating. Most of my family are religious and also accepting of everyone. As long as they're not assholes they won't hate on them. I don't know how to explain to my partner that I can't move on from his jokes about how violence against people or certain sexuality or certain races is okay. It's also confusing because we've both experienced prejudice for our race, but he still expressed racist hate against everyone except himself and his family despite having experienced prejudice. He also used to act gay around his friends and loved pushing the boundaries to make them uncomfortable, but apparently that's okay to do because he doesn't mean it. So I'm both confused and uncomfortable staying in a relationship with him. I can't ignore the things he said and I don't think I want to have someone in my life who truly believes I deserve eternal suffering for not doing anything wrong. I can't accept the excuse of, "God says so," because I know that that's not what modern churches are preaching. I know he gives people who cherry-pick shit, but he's doing the exact same thing with his beliefs. I didn't even realize it was bothering me that much until recently where I'm even afraid to change my gaming card to express support or pride. Like, the littlest, most insignificant thing, related to gaming card, is now causing me so much stress because I'm worried he'll see it and think harshly, poorly of me. For some reason I'm afraid of his disapproval or disappointment even though it shouldn't matter. Edit. Tried to add some clarifications. Edit 2. No, I'm not interested in starting another relationship. Edit 3. I am planning to break up with him. I just needed advice on how to properly communicate why I'm leaving without causing any upset or misunderstandings. Well, you won't go to hell since you're with me, but if you touch, kiss, or look at another girl then you're going to hell. I don't make the rules. Lol, so he thinks his penis is magic and protects you from hell? Tears of joy, 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 tears of joy. I do understand that his point is that you're not practicing, so that makes it fine, but that phrasing really amused me. I don't know how to explain to my partner that I can't move on from his jokes about how violence against people or certain sexuality or certain races is okay. Get fucked, you racist, homophobic asshole. Anyone who believes I deserve eternal pain and damnation for being who I am would never have access to my body ever again. He's racist? And you're surprised he's homophobic? Also, why was the racism not a deal breaker? He also used to act gay around his friends and loved pushing the boundaries to make them uncomfortable. It's quite common that people who exhibit the strongest homophobic attitudes tend to be closeted gay people themselves. Acting gay around his friends to push boundaries? Maybe he was testing and trying to deflect attention from himself by pushing his homophobic narrative. For example, look at many of the male politicians who spew that garbage and get outed after being caught with a male prostitute or a same-sex companion. Just a thought. Edit. This tends to happen a lot with people who are more religious as well. My 27M cheating wife, 26F, has completely gone insane. Hello everyone. Before you look through this is a follow-up to my previous post. I didn't expect my post to reach that many people, but I'm very glad it did. I got a lot of advice from a lot of different people. I went on her laptop a while ago, and found all the chat logs on her Instagram with her AP46M, and have printed them all out, pages upon pages, and have made binders to be sent to certain people. I have also kept one for my lawyer. Wife has texted me threatening to kill me. I don't know who I loved before, but this is not her. I don't know this woman. She's gone totally insane. She has shown up to my door, at random times during the day banging and banging for minutes on end. I was scared at first, but I had the locks changed. I also own a few firearms, though I don't plan on using any. I got a video today from her of her cutting what I think was my name into herself. It was extremely hard for me to watch, so I just forwarded it to her father. He lost his mind, calling me asking what I had done. When I explained, he calmed down and just told me to block her, which I have done. Yesterday I was able to find the address of her AP, and I went in the middle of the day when he would be at work. His wife answered, and I handed her a binder of all the printouts. I couldn't hold back my tears and told her what was going on. She started crying as she saw the pages. I told her I was so sorry she had to go through this, and that I hope she leaves this horrible man. Well, he came banging on my door today, screaming bloody murder. I answered wearing a holster with my CCW in it, and that seemed to have him take a step back. He berated me, telling me what a horrible person I was for blowing up his marriage. That he won't have a home to sleep in tonight, and how it is all my fault. I just laughed in his face, and said that if he ever came on my property again, especially to do what I think he was going to do before I showed that I was armed, that he would need a wheelchair to leave in. I just slammed the door in his face after that. As for my family, who completely took my wife's side, they have gone radio silent after getting a binder of their own to read. At this point though, I could care less about them. It is evident who they cared about more. I have no more information on my wife. I hope she gets help, but at this point I don't care anymore. I'm completely physically and emotionally drained. I have taken 2 weeks from work after notifying the owner, and plan to sort out everything. I plan on filing for a divorce. Thank you to everyone who messaged me and gave me advice last time, I really appreciate it. Edit. I have consulted my lawyer. There were no images or anything contained in the binders as that would be highly illegal, but I haven't told him about the incident with the AP yet. I will notify him soon. Is there anything I can do next? You need to stop doing anything until you speak with a lawyer. Get an attorney ASAP and do exactly what they say and only what they say. Damn, these creative writing exercises are getting a little out of control. Do people actually believe this? It's disgusting how abusers can pretend to be perfect spouses until they think they have you hook, line and sinker. Why was she not put on a 72-hour hold yesterday after trying to commit? 23F girlfriend wants me back after cheating on me. 23M, am I too prideful? To preface, me and my ex were together for almost 5 years. At an early age we moved in together. She has a small kid which I assumed responsibility for and treated as my own. She typically did not work at all and stayed home doing little to nothing. I was the primary and often only supporter, which was very difficult to do when starting out in life, and led me to stress and anger which I often took out on her with verbal abuse. There was never any disloyalty during the relationship. However, there was a gap where we took a 3-week break, and she was already in another relationship, which she cut off to get back with me. This was about 2 years ago. At the end, we hardly spoke to each other, due to my anger of her not contributing to our life and myself carrying more burden than I should have had to, and her feeling unloved and emotionally insecure. She cheated on me with a transgender man for over a month, and when I found out and confronted her, she packed her things and left. It's now been a year and she has come back into my life under the premise of being healed of her severe mental issues from before. We have been talking and she has been staying the night at my house often in the last month. However, she was out with a guy best friend that she has said has hit on her before yesterday, and while out with him posted a very flaunting butt picture on her Instagram. I brought this up to her, and she told me I'm insecure and that all girls post their body because they're only young once. This led into a conversation that she explained having sex with a guy off Tinder, a coworker, a friend of hers ex-boyfriend, and even one of my old friends while we were apart for the last year. Personally, I feel like these things ultimately reveal a lack in moral judgment and self-respect, and it has made me go from feeling like we could work things out to me feeling like I have more respect for myself than to stoop for someone that seems to choose others over me. She is someone who I love deeply, and we have a real bond, but this has really thrown me for a loop. Should I get over my pride and look past what's happened? Or am I being sane and I need to cut her off? Any advice is appreciated, thanks. Do not go back to this woman. You are her meal ticket and stability. She will bang other people at will. Block her and forget she existed. Also, paragraphs are your friend. Nope. After my wife got her infidelity out, she tried to get back with me too. Nope. Divorced her and took full custody of our child. Avoid. You'll end up in your 40s broke and full of regrets. I think you're being sane. Having her in your life is actively making you a worse person, and it doesn't seem like you want that. You were lucky enough to have dodged the first bullet. You didn't marry her or become further committed. I'd keep walking. Ending my engagement is on the table. 24F and 29M. Hi guys, I'm a female, 24, and I am recently engaged to my fiancé, 29. Throughout our 6-year relationship, we have had issues with his obsessive attachment to his family, specifically his father. I myself am very close with my family. I would consider my mother my best friend, but his relationship with his father is extreme. He works for him for their family business. So they see each other all day, and when he's not at work, he's at his parents' house. We have been living together for about 2 years now, and the steps it took to move out of his parents' house were miserable. It caused us to break up for 2 months before he could make his decision. Since the 2 years of us living together, I would say that the situation had bettered dramatically. This February he planned this beautiful proposal in which I said yes to, of course. I truly believe that this is the love of my life. Him choosing to marry me left the message very clear to me that he was finally choosing me. Putting me first. This Sunday he informed me that he was randomly going on a flight in 3 hours because his father said so. I was upset with this because he didn't care to inform me ahead of time or take my feelings into consideration. This led to him saying to my face, first God, then my father. My father is like a god to me. And I quite frankly can't deal with this anymore. I feel like I will never be a priority in his life. I love this man so much and he is an amazing man. I have a wedding date and venue selected. This feels like a sick joke, but I never see anything changing. Is this my sign to leave while I can? I need guidance. Sorry that this was so long. A heartbroken girl. Can you put up with him putting his father ahead of you for the rest of your life? If not, you have your answer. Yes, it's your sign to leave. Any home or pets or children of yours will be his father's property before it's yours. If you can't live your life being told what to do by his father, leave. At 29, he's grown, and the odds of changing him are slim to none. For the love of all that is holy, double up your BC. You don't want to be baby trapped into that nightmare. He is telling you what his priorities are. You should listen. He's immature for his age. First God and then my father. What kind of cult mentality bullshit? Run, dude. Run fast.